Why gamers are dumping physical copies? It's over. The era of the plastic case, the pristine disc, the ritual of unboxing a new game, it's all coming to a quiet end. We're not talking about how a slow decline is happening anymore. This is the final chapter. The numbers are in, and they paint a stark picture of a revolution that has already happened. This isn't about what you prefer to buy, it's about what you will be able to buy and what that means for every single game you think you own. In 2025, spending on new physical games in the US cratered to just about $1.5 billion, the lowest point since tracking began all the way back in 1995. And to put that into perspective, physical sales peaked in 2008 with around $11.6 billion in sales. That's a staggering 87% collapse over 17 consecutive years of decline, and this isn't just a trend, it's a fundamental transformation. But here's the strange part, the video game market as a whole is booming. Total spending hit nearly $61 billion in the US in 2025, the second highest year on record. So if we're all spending more money on games than ever, but not on discs and cartridges, where is it all going? The discs on your shelf are becoming relics, and today we're breaking down exactly why and what this digital takeover means for the future of your console. Let's start with the obvious. The reason that has single-handedly driven this monumental shift, sheer unapologetic convenience. The digital marketplace offers a level of instant gratification that a trip to the store simply can't match. No waiting for a delivery, no discovering the game you really want is sold out. You see a game, you click a button, and it's yours, downloading to your console before you've even gotten up from the couch. With high-speed internet, downloading a massive 100-gigabyte game has become normal. Preloading lets you have the game installed and ready to unlock the second it goes live. And then there's the simple act of playing. No more digging through a stack of cases. Your entire library is just on a scrollable menu on your screen. It's so convenient. And then you have the real game changers, services like Xbox Game Pass and the PlayStation Plus catalog. These have fundamentally altered our relationship with the games we play, and for a monthly fee you get a rotating library of hundreds and even thousands of titles, including brand new blockbusters on day one. It's the Netflix model, and it's successfully trained a generation of gamers to prioritize access over ownership. Why pay $70 for one game when you can pay $15 for hundreds? Spending on these subscription services grew by a massive 20% in 2025 alone, showing just how powerful that question has become. It's a tidal wave that has washed away the foundations of the physical market. Beyond convenience, there's the powerful allure of a digital deal. While a new physical game sits on a store shelf at $70 for months, its digital counterpart is subject to the whirlwind of online sales. Steam sales are legendary, and console storefronts have adopted the same strategy. Flash sales and seasonal discounts mean a patient gamer can build a massive library for a fraction of the cost, and the digital marketplace is also just bigger. The number of titles released digitally on consoles vastly outnumbers those that get a physical release. Digital stores don't have to worry about shelf space, allowing indie games and niche titles to find an audience they never could at a big box retailer. Even the hardware is pushing you in this direction. The discless Xbox Series S has been a runaway success, and Sony's newer PS5 models now come discless by default, requiring you to buy a separate disk drive add-on. The message from platform holders is crystal clear. They want you in their digital ecosystem. There, they control distribution and sales, taking a cut out of every transaction with no middlemen like GameStop or Walmart to share that profit with. It's a closed, perfect loop of profit, and it's working for them. So, digital is easier and often cheaper, case closed, right? Well, there's where the conversation takes a darker turn. For all the convenience, there's a hidden cost that millions are now beginning to understand. You don't actually own your digital games, you're renting them. When you click buy on the PlayStation Store or Xbox Marketplace, you're not purchasing a product, you're purchasing a license to access that product. And that license, it can be revoked at any time for a number of reasons. This isn't some far-fetched fear, it has happened. The most infamous example is Konami's PT, the player teaser for a since cancelled Silent Hill game. It was a cultural phenomenon, a masterpiece of horror available for free, and then it was delisted. If you had it on your hard drive, you could still play it, but if you deleted it, it was gone forever, and there was no way to re-download it. That piece of gaming history was simply erased, and this is the fundamental, terrifying difference between a disc and a digital license. A disc on your shelf, it's yours. You can play it in 5, 10, even 20 years later, regardless of what happens to the company or the online store. A digital file is contingent on a server remaining online and the company continuing to honor your license. It's a fragile, temporary claim to the media you paid full price for. The fragility leads to the second great loss, the end of preservation and the resale market. For decades, used games were a cornerstone of the hobby. They made gaming more affordable, letting you trade in finished titles to fund your next purchase. That entire economy is now non-existent in the digital world. The $70 you spend on a new digital release is a sunk cost. There's no getting it back, and this directly benefits publishers who long saw the used game market as lost revenue. Now, every player has to buy it from them. But it's a huge loss for consumers, removing a critical way to save money and try more games. Even more concerning is what this means for preserving the art form itself. What happens when the Xbox 360 marketplace and the PS3 stores shut down for good, like the Wii Shop channel was? Thousands of digital-only games will simply vanish, becoming unpurchasable and undownloadable. They'll be lost to time unless you happen to have them on an old functioning console. Physical media was our safeguard against this, our historical record, and that record gets harder to maintain. We risk losing huge swaths of gaming history forever. So what does this all mean for the box under your TV? It means the future is one of walled gardens. As consoles become increasingly digital only, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo gain a total monopoly over the software on their platforms. Without competition from retailers, they become the sole arbiters of price. If a game is $70 on PlayStation Store with no physical alternative, you have one choice, and that's pay their price or you don't play at all. This also locks you into their ecosystem. Your digital library, potentially worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, is tied to your account. You can't sell it. You can't transfer it for a competing platform. This makes switching from PlayStation to Xbox or vice versa an incredibly expensive choice, which is exactly what they want. We're even seeing a troubling trend where physical games aren't truly physical anymore. Many releases are now just a plastic case with a download code inside, or a disc that contains only a fraction of the game data, requiring a massive day one download to even function. This is the worst of both worlds, all the hassle of a physical object with none of the ownership or preservation benefits. This leaves passionate collectors and physical media fans in a strange spot. As the mainstream moves on, physical games are becoming a niche product, much like vinyl records in the music industry. This could mean sealed copies of today's games become sought-after collectibles, but it also means that just finding them will get harder and more expensive. Specialist companies like Limited Run Games have built a business around this very idea, producing small batches of physical editions for otherwise digital-only games. This is likely the future of physical media, not a mainstream retail product, but a premium limited format for the most dedicated of fans. And for the average gamer, however, the choice is slowly being taken away. The industry has made its decision, the convenience of digital has won, and the consequences of that victory, the loss of ownership, the death of resale, and the erosion of preservation are now our shared reality. The shift to digital wasn't just one decision, it was thousands of small concessions made for the sake of convenience. We choose instant access over permanent ownership and fleeting licenses over a tangible product. And while the gaming industry thrives on the back of digital sales and subscriptions, a core part of what made this hobby special is fading away. The shelves are getting emptier, the disk drives are disappearing, and we are entering a future where our connection to the games we love is more fragile than ever. We've traded the certainty of the physical world for the convenience of the cloud, and we may not realize what we've lost until it's gone for good. But what do you think? Is this a fair trade-off? Are you embracing the all-digital future, or are you holding on to physical collections for dear life? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to smash subscribe buttons for more videos like this. I really appreciate it, and it helps me out for the YouTube algorithm. And as usual, I really hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one.